Some songs, they're not just music, right? They're actual stories. And today, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful stories ever told in just a few verses. It's basically a raw blueprint for turning failure into fuel. We're going to deconstruct this absolute masterclass on motivation, line by powerful line. And it all kicks off with this question, a question that puts absolutely everything on the line. It's not just some random thought, it's the core challenge that sets up the entire story. It's looking you right in the eye and asking, so, what would you do? So that massive question, it drops us right into our first section, one shot. The whole narrative is built on this one idea. And it's not just about a single moment. It's about the crushing pressure that comes with knowing the stakes just couldn't be any higher. Yeah, it all boils down to this single powerful number, 1. The song just hammers this home again and again. One shot, one opportunity. There are no do-overs here. It makes it crystal clear from the jump that this is not a drill. This is the main event. And everything, and I mean everything, is riding on it. Okay, so what happens when you finally get that one shot and the pressure is just way too much? Well, as we're about to see in Section 2, The Anatomy of a Choke, this story doesn't start with some heroic win. Nope. It starts with a catastrophic, and let's be honest, an all too relatable failure. The description here is it's brutally physical. We're not just told he's nervous. We are feeling it right there with him. The sweaty palms, the weak knees, the heavy arms, even that unforgettable detail about mom's spaghetti. It's a complete sensory overload. This isn't just fear in his head. His whole body is in open rebellion. And here's where we see this huge disconnect. To the outside world, he looks like he's got it all together, right? Calm and ready to go. But inside, his mind is just a blank slate. This perfectly captures that classic performance anxiety, that intense internal war happening behind a totally calm mask. And there it is. The moment of truth becomes the moment of total failure. All that prep, all that desire, it all means nothing, because in the 1 second that actually matters, his mind and his body completely betray him. The words are gone. He's choking. And then comes the hammer, the finality of it all. The opportunity isn't just missed, it is gone. Poof. The crowd turns on him. The moment is lost for good. And the whole thing ends in this public, humiliating defeat. There's no second chance. It's just over. But here's the thing. The story doesn't end there in humiliation. This is where it all turns around. In Section 3, Back to the Lab, we get into the aftermath and see how this devastating failure becomes the very thing he needed to succeed. This line is the entire pivot point. The dream of glory is just shattered, and he gets thrown right back into the cold, hard world he was so desperate to escape. That fall from the stage, it's a fall right back into his real life. And that realization changes everything. The battle isn't for points or for pride anymore. He gets it now. The stage isn't a game. It's his only way out of a life that's absolutely crushing him. The stakes just went from professional to deeply, deeply personal. I mean, just look at this list. This isn't about wanting to be famous. This is about pure survival. He's broke. He's living in a trailer. He's struggling just to buy diapers for his daughter. These aren't some abstract problems. They are concrete daily struggles that are constantly in his face, fueling him. Failure on stage now means failure as a father. All of that raw reality, it fuels an unbelievable climax, a complete shift in his mindset. So in Section 4, we see how hitting rock bottom forces him to accept that success is the only option. Yeah, he got chewed up and spit out, but you better believe he is far from done. And this is his declaration of war. The whole mood has changed. The person who choked on that stage, he's gone, vanished, replaced by someone who's been pushed to the absolute edge and has decided, you know what, I'm going to push back, and I'm going to push back harder. Okay, this line right here, this is without a doubt the most powerful line in the entire story. And notice the shift. It's no longer, gosh, I hope I succeed. No, this is a non-negotiable demand. He has completely, utterly eliminated failure from the equation. It's just not going to happen. So this newfound resolve, it becomes a straight-up battle plan. It's not just a feeling anymore. It's a series of urgent, specific actions. First, unleash all that caged fury. Then, create a concrete plot. Make the goal physical. That trailer has to go. And finally, he's basically commanding his own body. Do not fail me now. This is where desperation turns into pure, uncut focus. So, after this whole journey through failure, reality, and resolve, we finally arrive at our last section, the final message. What's the ultimate lesson here? What's the secret to finally grabbing that one shot when it comes? Well, the answer has been hiding in plain sight the whole time. It's right there in the title. Lose yourself. To win, you have to get out of your own head. You have to stop overthinking, stop letting that fear paralyze you, and just become so completely immersed in the moment that there's no room for anything else. The solution to choking is just total, absolute absorption. The story doesn't end with a question anymore. It ends with this powerful affirmation. It's this universal message of empowerment, and it feels so earned after that brutal journey through self-doubt and all that hardship. And that brings the whole story full circle, doesn't it? Right back to us. The song lays out the entire cycle, the pressure, the failure, the motivation, and finally the victory. So the question is still there, for all of us. When your moment comes, what one shot are you preparing for? Will you capture it, or will you just let it slip?